everybody. I hope you're enjoying the sunset. Anybody besides us out there? Comment below. Say something. Can anybody hear us? Is anybody out there enjoying the sunset? What do you think, Denise? This sunset looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You gotta be a lot louder. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk a little bit louder, I know, because we're at the beach. Although it looks like the sun's going down, but the waves are going out, I think. Because the beach is kind of wide, and we're going to get to the beach in a little bit. But let's talk to you about Sunday. What's happening on Sunday? Sarasota Veg Fest. It's only one time a year, so you have to show up Sunday at PAYNE Park, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's speakers all day. Actually, if you look down, I've revised the text in this video below. You'll see a link down there where you can click on the speakers. You can find out who is going to be talking when. Denise and I are going to talk at 11 a.m. We're going to give you an update from the nonprofit. We're going to talk about longevity habits too. I have a free book. It's called Live to 150, LIVETO 150.org. We're both 52. So we probably look 13, but
you can find out what we eat in a typical day, so we'll remain looking like it.
Yeah, that's right. Make sure you get louder. Okay, here comes a personal watercraft. This guy's gonna ride into the sunset. Look, riding off. It's almost sunset time. By the way, we are at Nokomis Beach today. And Denise, first of all, tell me, why should somebody show up at this event on Sunday? What's the reason why they want to show up at all to the event that we have?
Because it's free and fun, and you can learn how to halt Alzheimer's and dementia, how to reverse diabetes. You can bring your friends and teach them that vegan food doesn't have to be boring. Southern Fried Vegan is going to be there with their barbecue and mac and cheese and greens. You can eat a plate of something that
That's a treat. It's a treat.
Yeah, we do this maybe once every couple of years. Have a big plate like that. It's fantastic.
All right, we're walking further away from the water here. All right, so basically it's one day where you can gather around like minds who are interested in plant-based stuff at an event that's totally plant-based, 100% plant-based. Eat at the vendors that you see, because you see products, services, and food, so bring money. Even if you see these people there, they may be 100% vegan businesses, they may not be. But at our event, they are gonna be totally plant-based for the entire day. You can't get that anywhere else. That's why you wanna show up. That's why you need to show up. And even when I talk about in my book, Live to 150, that you become like the 5 people you surround yourself with the most, spend the most time with. So maybe you'll meet new friends there. You'll be surrounded by plant-based people who are interested in that kind of stuff. And then that'll help you along with your journey, because it's a journey for everybody, right?
Maybe you can be inspired and start your own plant-based business.
Yeah, you can. I think Denise might actually be thinking about that. Don't tell too many secrets though. You got trade secrets going on this one.
No, I won't tell anyone. Oh, Brazilian Fun Foods is going to be there.
Okay.
They have vegan churros.
Yeah, they do. Okay. So that's another reason why you want to be there. So the presenters, it's education all day. Wait, what about music? Is there going to be any music there?
There's going to be music all day, not just our setup and teardown music.
Denise has a playlist for that. But we're going to have Sunsets and Sound Waves with John Markadakis. He's going to be there. Details are on the website. Also, click below. Look below. Actually, let's move down closer to the water. Or is it too loud? Maybe we might be at a good area. Can you see the sunset happening? I see it. It's about to happen. Look, we got like a purple haze there and red and all this stuff. We can stop if you want, if you got to take a picture or something. Do you have to take a picture? Is that good? Oh, well, here's my phone. Okay, Denise is going to take a picture. We will stop and wait. Let me give you my report, okay? Our nonprofit, we're not going to talk about this, I don't think, Sunday. So make your plans for Sunday. You got plenty of time. Okay, it's 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So even if you go to services or something on Sunday, you got plenty of time to show up afterwards. So, what's my report? Well, our nonprofit, our slogan is for people, animals, and our planet. So I want to talk to you guys about the environment. It's a serious issue around Sarasota, that's all I got to say, because we've been hanging around Sarasota for the past few days. We've been to many beaches, okay? We're south of Sarasota and Nokomis right now. But we started out a few days ago. We went to Siesta Key Beach. What do we see there? We saw tons of red tide algae, and dead fish. It stunk. I saw dead snakes on the beach. and I saw birds like I'd never seen, and I couldn't quite figure it out the first day. Then the second day we went to Anna Maria Island, and what do we see at Anna Maria Island on the beach?
More dead fish.
Yeah, tons of, it stunk. There was all kinds of birds. Like I said, I've never seen this many birds. Okay, I was thinking, oh, this is positive. But then I started thinking, I bet you they're hungry because they usually pick these fish out of the sea, but if they're all dead, okay, or if a large percentage of the food is of their food is dead, then they're all going hungry. And they're just hanging around the edges of the beach, you know, and because they see these dead fish on the beach and they look at them like, ew.
We saw a great white pelican laying along the beach today. I think it was either dead or dying.
Okay, that was that today?
Yeah,
Okay, well, we haven't gotten to that yet. So, first day was Siesta Key. Second day was Anna Maria Island. Third day, earlier today, was Lido Beach, and it was like South Lido Park. We went there at sunrise, and yeah, Denise saw this. What was it? Dead what?
It was a great white pelican. It was like this big,
Yeah.
just laying there. But the waves hit it. It had a dead snake wrapped around its feet. It was either dead or nearly dead.
Yeah.
I'm guessing maybe it ate some dead fish that were contaminated.
Okay, now
It
look.
didn't look good.
I don't care if you have no interest in plant-based stuff. I don't care what your thoughts or feelings are on anything. If you're in Florida right now and you're watching this video, you know what I'm talking about. You know, because like we're in the last couple of days, this is what we've seen. And now today, what do we see today? Okay, right now the tide's going out, but it smells here, right? It smells. It definitely smells. And look, when I turn this around where the high tide used to be, I see a bunch of crab, and I think we've seen a few dead fish here, not like we've seen in other beaches, and we've seen some birds, but not like the flocks of birds we've seen that are basically starving. We saw them at Lido Beach too. I've never seen so many birds. I'm going to release these videos soon, but we've been on these places before, and it was never even close to being like that. Like it is
Lido Beach where we were this morning.
Yeah, and Lido Beach and South Lido Park.
There were turkey vultures flying around us this morning, like dozens of them, and they don't mind eating their food dead, so I guess it's attracting the vultures.
Yeah, that's bad. It's very bad. Yeah, and those birds were quiet, but they had these giant wingspans, right, and they're flying around. It was a mess. I got all that on video. Okay, but the bottom line is we don't have any speakers on this on Sunday, so I'm going to give you the little speech right now. That basically this lifestyle that we are promoting through these events, and nobody else is doing it because there aren't any other equivalent events in Sarasota, at least right now, and there's no other way to experience an all plant-based event or all plant-based day anywhere. You know, that's got multiple vendors, multiple speakers. I'm not talking about just one single location. Okay, like we support all vegan restaurants, and that's great, but that's one restaurant. We got to have a number of food vendors at our event, a number of products and services vendors. We're going to have speakers all day. So we're trying to surround yourself with like-minded people so you figure out what's going on. Now, I mentioned this. I remember if you're in Florida, been in Florida for a while, like I have been, you remember when the first outbreak happened of the stuff on the red tide and beaches, and it was like what, 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. It was a big deal, but now it's like it happens all the time. Why does it happen, and how does it stop? Well, I know everybody kind of points a finger at individual things, but the reality is it's everyone here in Florida who is not living a plant-based, organic, fully, whole food diet. Those are the people, because if you're not living like that, you're paying for industries that are creating the situation. And any industry that basically puts chemical fertilizers, chemical pesticides, herbicides into the ground, and not just agriculture, but also the landscapes. Like if you have this idea of the American dream that you want to obtain, well, you're part of the problem. And I mentioned this in the book too. My book, Live to 150, at liveto150.org. It's free. Is that this is part of the issue. Everybody wants the same stuff. There's a reason why most Americans are ill with chronic illness, especially once you're over 30. Okay, we're 52. We don't have any chronic illness. There's a reason why most Americans are basically paying for this destruction of the environment that's creating the red tide and the stench that we're smelling right now on the beach. Okay, it's really bad, and there is a fix for it. That's what we're here to tell you. That's the good news. But don't go pointing the finger at somebody else. Don't think it's somebody else. Nobody's perfect. Like I said, this is a journey for everybody. Even Denise and I, there's a dog running around. Even Denise and I, yeah, we're gonna, whoops. We're turning around now. Okay, I gotta somehow flip flop. If I flip this camera, let me see. Let's see how we go. Upside down. All right, we flip the thing on here. There, hopefully that's working. Are we still going? Yeah, we're still on there. All right. I'm Mike Young. This is Denise. If you haven't figured out what we're doing now, and how am I going to hold this camera so you guys can see the sunset and us?
Gone.
So you don't need to see that anymore?
No.
Okay, let me flip it back because I have no practice doing it this way. And boom. There we go. Flip that. Hopefully the software works really well like this. I hear a boat. You see that boat? There's a boat coming behind us. We saw some helicopters earlier. All right, so what was I saying with this, Denise?
It's not just animal agriculture. Everyone who has a lawn is contributing, fertilizes it, is contributing to the Gulf of Mexico becoming a dead zone and having all these dead fish wash up.
Yeah, what's happening is there's too much nitrogen. I think everybody agrees, right? It's causing unnatural blooms of algae that would never show up unless there's all of this stuff that they like to grow, because plants like to grow. And when you feed them unnatural things like chemical fertilizers and nitrogen, and even if you're not feeding the water directly, if you are, farming, agriculture, if you are farming your lawn, your landscapes, you want it to be green. You're planting non-native species, and they are needing all this fertilizer. Well, then that's part of the problem, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is the problem. So why am I saying that the solution is to go plant-based, that the fix is to go plant-based? Well, because first of all, if you've heard Dr. Tuttle at some of our events, he's not going to be there this time, unfortunately. We're going to miss him on Sunday at Sarasota. But he talks about how if you don't eat organic food, you're not vegan. Talks about that concept. So I'm telling you guys now because you won't hear it on Sunday. Just a quick reminder that if you are not eating organic food, meaning plants that were grown organically, meaning no chemicals, no chemical fertilizers, no chemical sprays, then you're killing the birds and the bees. And the whole concept of veganism is that you do the least amount of harm possible to all animals. That is practical and possible. And is it practical and possible to buy organic food?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or grow it yourself.
Yes, it's totally okay. So you need to follow along with that. That's part of the fix. The other part is whole foods. I know in Florida here, especially, there's a lot of talk about big sugar down at Lake Okeechobee, and they're back pumping their water into the streams and rivers, and it's getting back in blooming algae. Yes, that's happening. But is sugar cane, processed sugar, part of a whole plant food diet? No. Actually, we just revised our standard too for our healthy vegan food. You can learn more at healthyveganfood.info. It does not include processed sugar anymore. So the more you keep working it backwards, and of course animal agriculture pollutes. There's animal agriculture in Florida, and these animals are pooping and peeing all over the ground. That's all running in there too. There's all kinds of nitrogen in the poop. It's a good fertilizer if you actually compost it. But that's a whole other story. But the bottom line is, of course, we don't want you to eat animal products. So don't eat animal products. Eat organic. Make your landscapes organic and native if possible. Grow your own food if you can. Don't eat the processed stuff. Don't eat the sugar. And there you go. If everybody in the state did that, do you think we'd have these problems, Denise? I mean, it's not even possible to have these algae problems if everybody does that. And Florida is a very much at-risk state. There's not a lot of stormwater management ponds that I see here. The water goes directly into, right out off the street, right into the next body of water without being allowed to slow down. That's what the stormwater management ponds do, the ones I see up north. The land's so low, there's not a lot of room for that. It was developed in a way that didn't even have that as a requirement back in the early days. So that's the fix. You got the short. We have smelled it the past few days here in Sarasota and Sarasota area, like Nokomis is south of Sarasota, but all the way up to Anna Maria Island and in between. We know what it's like out there. And you guys, we need your support. We need you guys to help us get the word out, right, about this whole lifestyle to fix this damn problem. Because who out there likes to go to the beach? Raise your hand. Denise, you're raising your hand. Okay. We know you like to go to the beach, but it smells like crap out here, doesn't
like
it?
death.
Yeah. And then you see these dead fish carcasses everywhere. We don't,
That's what it was like 4 years ago. I'm gonna be here.
actually, I don't know. The amount of dead fish that I've seen and the amount of birds, I have never seen that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm drawing a parallel between the fact that maybe the birds are starving. They're going hungry because they cannot eat what they normally eat because most of it's dead. That is very sad. And that's another reason why humans should not be fishing, because if these birds needed to survive, and that's their life, that is what they're born to do, because humans are not born to eat fish. We know that, okay? We can eat fish with all kinds of negative consequences, and we don't recommend it. Don't even bother. It's disgusting too. I mean, we're smelling it here. This is what it smells like on a fishing boat. This is why I always never liked fishing. I wouldn't even put the worm on the hook. It's, it's turned out to be right, and turned out, look at all these issues that were never around. You ever heard of this issue in 1970s or 80s? I'd never heard of this stuff. Have you? I don't think it was even around.
Red tide?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is a newer thing, as there's been more development and everyone has obtained the American dream. It's bad. It's turned into some very bad stuff for us. So this is my diatribe here on why we need to get up and do something, especially you, Sarasota. Anybody in Sarasota area, anybody in Florida for that matter. And if you're out there and you're watching this video and you're in Florida and you've experienced the red tide, tell me where. Tell me how bad it was. Tell me what you think of this. Tell me if you're willing to do what I just suggested to you, or actually stated to you, as the fix. Are you willing to do it? Let us know in the comments, please, because we just want this issue fixed. I want to be able to enjoy the beach like everybody else. I'm tired of it. I don't care how green your damn lawn is, and I don't care that you're saving, $5 a week at the supermarket buying non-organic food. And I don't care if you have to pay more because you have to buy whole plants instead of some box product that will sit on the shelf for how many years, who knows how many years. It's full of, added sugar for sure. All that processed stuff is. And realize that you're basically paying someone else. You may be saving some money, and the money you're saving is going into this crappy beaches that we have out here right now. So you got to pay. You got to pay some way. There's no way around it. And just grow your own food, okay? That's what we're saying. I don't want you. Don't give your money to anybody. Just grow it yourself. You'll actually save a lot of money if you do that.
We buy our own. I'd be curious to see how much we spend on our organic food in a week. I bet we still spend less on groceries than your average American.
Yeah.
I'll keep track.
You will? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and watch our presentation tomorrow, which will have none of this in it. But you'll at least get an update as to what we're doing. And invite your friends, please. There's a link below. If you look down in the description of this video, there's a free ticket. Please reply to that. We'll send you all the details before Sunday on who's going to be there, or check the website, charlotteveg.org. Not Charlotte, I'm sorry. That's another one we have. It's down in Punta Gorda in Charlotte County. We are in Sarasota. So it's sarasotaveg.org. sarasotaveg.org is the website, and it's actually right on the title here of this video. We're going to leave you here with some birds. We got a whole bunch of birds. You see them? We saw birds like this. Yeah, these are the small ones, the sandpipers. We saw the seagulls yesterday at Anna Maria Island. That's what we saw also at, what was it? Siesta Key. We saw the seagulls as well. But these guys are hungry, I think. That's the problem. They're hungry because we've killed off all their fish, because we don't care to buy organic, and we don't care if we use non-organic products in our landscapes. That's the bottom line. And we don't care if we buy whole foods or not, because processed sugar is not a whole food. Don't give any of your money to Big Sugar. I see so many people complaining about Big Sugar, and I'm sure they're buying stuff that has Big Sugar stuff in it. It's ridiculous. You guys, you have to make a choice at some point. Hopefully Sunday will help you to make a choice, and the right one. Until then, I think we're going to sign off. I hope you enjoyed the sunset. See you Sunday. Bye.
I think the sandpipers eat crustaceans.